And greetings and welcome to the QCast. This is season 5, episode 3, already 3 episodes into a new QCast season. We're in a new school year, and we already have a lot of exciting things happening in the D3 Hoops world. And really excited to have Bryan Wickliffe with me. Bryan, we have never met before. I saw you play for Wooster, so I've
Oh,
known of you for a long time. I've seen you play basketball. I've known that you've been coaching for Todd McGinnis at Case Western Reserve. But it's great to meet you. How the heck are you doing, Bryan?
doing great, Bob. Excited about what's going on in life and everything that comes with basketball and outside of it, man. So, great time of year for me. School year starting, the buzz of new students and kids on campus, and the opportunity of a 24-25 season around the corner, and everybody, is excited about that, and what's to come with those seasons.
And especially you mentioned, you personally being excited about what's going on in your Division 3 world. And we're going to time the release of this QCast with the official announcement that comes from the school that you're the new head men's basketball coach at Morrisville State, the Mustangs. Huge congratulations to you, Bryan. I know how competitive these jobs are. Anytime a head job opens, boy, some great people are in the mix. Talk me through a little bit of how you feel right now with the news out there finally that you're the new basketball coach at Morrisville State.
Oh man, Bob, super excited. It's a great opportunity. AD Matt was awesome, put a great committee together. And it was great getting to talk to them, and get to know them and them get to know me. So happens it worked out well. They chose me as the next head coach at SUNY Morrisville State. And so far I'm just excited about the opportunity to work with the young men, young women, and everybody in the athletic department, and in the men's basketball program, and just excited about that opportunity. Like you said, it's hard to get a head coaching
Yeah.
job, and so just having the opportunity to do that is special, and you got to take great care of it, and that's what I'm excited to do, and hit the ground running and start the work that comes with it.
Talk me through, Bryan, the decision process, like how to decide if you're going to pursue an opportunity like this. You're an assistant currently at Case Western Reserve, an extremely successful program in a powerhouse conference, the UAA. You guys have had great success. We'll get into that in just a second. When jobs open around you, how do you determine which ones that fit you and that you want to pursue?
Um, I think it's a combination of things. Outside of basketball and outside of the job, kind of personal life, where you're at personally with life, personal growth. Right now, I'm about to have my second child in any point in time, so that was a big step, a big piece of the process of making the decision. SUNY Morrisville is a great spot, great location. Got a lot of things that draw to it. And I think that's a big piece of making that decision. What does the campus or the university provide socially, academically, and then athletically? And for most people and recruits, athletically, you got basketball. Socially, does it have some things in the social environment? It's its own little college town, Morrisville. So you want one of those to go play at.
Sure.
I played at Wooster, the College of Wooster, and it was its own little college town. So that has to draw there where you get the community following you and the community behind you. And then academically, it draws something unique that I don't know if you find at a lot of liberal arts schools, which is kind of some trades. You have automotive as a specialty, you have welding as a specialty, then you have some criminal law, criminal justice things mixed in there, and then agriculture. So those are all different niches that you can kind of
Sure.
recruit to and draw a lot of different students to. And I think those were the big things, the big factors that made Morrisville a really lucrative spot for me personally.
One of the things that's really cool about this opportunity at SUNY Morrisville is that you're inheriting a program that really has had a lot of success. So Joe Smith is the former head coach that left. He resigned in July of this year. He resigned in July, and he is now on staff at Colgate. He's the associate AD for business ops, which is kind of a business finance role within athletics at Colgate. So congrats to Coach Smith. And they're coming off a 20-5 season, Bryan. They've had many good seasons lately. Um, I think Coach Smith was 233 and 143 in his 14 years, went to the NCAA tournament 5 times, made a trip to the Sweet 16, made a trip to the Elite Eight. So it's one of these jobs that you kind of have proof going in that you can succeed here. You can win here. You can get kids here. Did the did that factor in for you, Bryan, when you considered this, the fact that there was a good track record here of this program?
That definitely was a huge draw, Bob. You never, as a competitor, as a coach, we're in this because we like to compete, but also we like to create those relationships with the student athletes. But again, the big piece is we like to compete. We like to get out there
Right.
and have an opportunity to win some games. And like you said, Coach Smith has done a great job. He did a great job at Morrisville, putting his teams in the position to do a lot of winning. And you could see that. And so that was, again, a huge factor for it. I think if you lay a great basis with a culture and you do things the right way, I believe that the winning will come, and Coach Smith did that. And so, as you named off all of his accolades, it's like, all right, that's pretty good stuff to follow.
Right.
It's a tall order, but a lot of the coaches I played with, a lot of the coaches I've coached with, they have a lot of those resumes as well. And again, that's another big draw to being a head coach. Now you get to
Right.
test your own metal, see what you have, and see what you've learned from those guys, what I added from my what they do well, and try to make it my own with at Morrisville.
So speaking of like making it your own, you mentioned the word culture. I was going to ask you about that exact topic. I know it's still early here. Announcement just came out about you being the guy, but I know you've had a lot of time to think about this. You've had a lot of time to think about getting this job and this opportunity. What is the culture that you're trying to build? What's the identity of the program at Morrisville, Bryan, that you want to build?
The identity, I would say, the big thing that I focus on, and your team, your program will take on a lot of the head coach's personalities, is controlling your controllables, you know, and making sure you're focused on being present in the moment and just locking in on the journey. I was reading and I watched a couple of TikToks. I was watching Georgia's head coach. He was talking about it, where if you're results driven, you can get lost in the results because they don't always go your way. But
Right.
you get lost in the process and working hard and trying to be the best within that process. When you look up, good results should happen, and that's what I want our program to look like. Where we're controlling the controllables, we're focused on the process, we're focused on every day just trying to be 1% better than we were yesterday. When you look up, you should have some good results that follow the work ethic and the work process when it's done the right way.
There's a lot of real life stuff that comes into these kind of job changes. People on the periphery just see that, oh, Bryan's got this job and good luck. You got to move your family. You got to find a place to live. You're moving from one part of the country to another. Like, talk to me about just the logistical piece of it. Do you have this all worked out yet in terms of where you're going to live, or so people have perspective? Please talk
Yeah,
through that part.
I got a great partner, a great partner in the journey. Our girlfriend's done a great job, masterful job of finding us a place to live. So we've got that. We're also getting ready to have supposed to have a new child at any point in time within September. So we've been juggling that, trying to figure out the logistics. But it's been a blast. Our big thing was making sure we take care of finding a place to live, and then everything else will kind of knock those boxes off as they
Sure.
come. But we have a base of operation, New Hartford. So I hear that's a pretty good spot to live. So we're excited about that. I want to say like 15, 20 minutes from Utica or somewhere around in there. If I get it wrong, people, I'm still learning the logistics of the area. So I'm still figuring that out. But, and then just kind of I'll be going back and forth between Cleveland and Morrisville for a while. But outside of that, man, I mean, it's just the excitement of it. She's excited for the move, not
Right.
ready for the rustle and bustle, but we're ready to get it rolling and just have an opportunity to make Morrisville our own little spot and grow as a family and then grow with the program.
Yeah, exciting times ahead for you and the whole family. Bryan, a couple other things I wanted to ask you about is first of all, you're really a D3 guy, and so we got to get into some of these stops along the way. Um, boy, did you have a great career at a great program. So you played at the College of Wooster. You were a 4-year starter, and people will love to hear this. Your record, the record of the teams that you played on, 102-21 under Coach Moore. You went to the Division III tournament all 4 years. You scored 1,000 points, 750 rebounds. I know this is a loaded question, but can you just talk a little bit about your experience playing for Worcester?
I mean, yeah, it's not a little question for me. It was a great experience. I had a blast all 4 years. Kudos to my teammates. I mean, we all worked hard. We put ourselves in great positions to have opportunities to get to win championships, get to national tournaments. And that was what it was all about. Coach Moore, one of the best leaders I've ever been around, and then Coach Klein was his co-captain, his co-pilot as well. Those two guys together were masterful in what they did. You know, there's a lot of motivation, a lot of putting us in positions and challenging us individually, and then kind of helping us grow and letting us run from there. You know, all the teammates that I played with, all the guys, it wouldn't have been a special environment, and it wouldn't have been a special ride without those guys. My senior year, we had great chemistry. I lived with 10 of my 10 of the way,
Sure.
18, 19 teammates. We all lived in one house. We all keep in contact today. I think one of our starting point guard my senior year is getting married this weekend. I'm missing it because my girlfriend can't fly, so we're kind of stuck in that area. But you know, that's and most of my teammates are at that wedding right now. So that's where we're at with it. I mean, it was just a great ride. Great ride. Everybody was on the same page. They wanted to win. A lot of selflessness. Nobody really cared who scored. Nobody cared, you know, who rebounded or what. It was just, hey, did we get a W at the end of the day? And one of the big factors that that resonated in our locker room the 4 years that I was there, and even after, was one, you know, I don't want to let my teammate down. I don't want to let Coach Moore down. I don't want to let Coach Klein down. So I'm willing to run through a wall for those guys,
Sure.
my teammates. And then two, Coach Moore, Coach Klein did a great job of connecting the past players, the alumni with the current players. And it created a real great future and a real great program where we do a trip every summer where all the guys try to get together and hang out and catch up. And that's not guys I play with. I'm type of guys that I didn't even play with. The guys that didn't even go
That's
to
great.
Worcester when I was there. So seeing those type of things is again why I wanted to get into coaching and try to recreate those opportunities and situations for young men that I come in contact
Sure.
with. Because without basketball, you know, I wouldn't have been able to see some awesome things, meet some great people, and have a lot of the experiences. And Worcester was the start to that in college at the
Well,
Division
yeah,
II level.
you went to an incredible school and just know so many great people from Worcester, and obviously the men's basketball program is one of the best in the history of Division III. And Coach Moore, legendary head coach, his stats, which I didn't bring to this interview, but his stats are mind blowing when you really look at
Yeah.
all the things he did. Um, you're currently an assistant at Case Western Reserve under Todd McGinnis. Wanted to just ask you a little bit about what that experience has been like, because Case is a program that didn't have a ton of success until the last 4 or 5 years or so. And in fact, I don't think they had ever won a UAA championship. They've won the last two. You talk about NCAA play, top 25 rankings, all these things. What's it been like for the last two full seasons, Bryan, to be part of things at Case?
It's been great. It's been awesome. One big thing that Todd talks about, and he says it to the players, you know, when you win, they'll come. And we've gotten a lot of uh, following from the winning and just getting the hard work. We got guys in the program who've been there for 4 years. We got guys in the program that with the graduate system, with the program, where they come in and get their masters and then they're out. But Todd does a masterful job of connecting the pieces and kind of making it fit for whatever we need. And he knows and he can understand. He really does a great job of understanding what buttons to push for the players and
Sure.
what buttons to push in the program. And then he's got a great connection with our alumni, and that piece. What every team that we have since I've been there, those alumni kind of bridge the gap and kind of provide that missing link that maybe some of the guys who are new to the program haven't experienced or don't understand what it's about. They help bridge that along with the current players that are there. So I mean, Todd's been, a master with that type of stuff. And then I felt like I brought in some of the tied in or cleaned up the picture. Made it sharp with my experiences being in the national tournament, making it to the
Yeah.
national title, and just understanding the little things of what it takes. And then once you get to the top, what it's like being at the top. I mean, everybody trying to shoot or come take you down from the top of the hill, and what it's like to have to work harder and get to that next level. Because now you're getting everybody's best game. You're
Right.
getting everybody's best game. Some guy that might shoot 28% might shoot 33, 34 against you because he knows, Case Western is really, really good program the last few years. And if he plays well, that's a good way to make a name for himself. So that was a piece that we talked about a lot with the players individually and as a unit when I was getting there. So it's been a great ride, great experience. Todd does a great job of balancing work life with work, and he does a real good job of making it an inviting experience for the players that want to stay in the gym and get in the gym. It's a great time.
Sure.
We compete. He wants to get after. He wants to win, but at the same time, our guys are clamoring to get back in the gym because they're excited to get to practice. They're excited to, have some fun in the gym and work hard. Sometimes, as players and coaches, we lose sight of that. And Todd makes sure that that stays in there. That having fun is a big piece to being successful and winning.
Does it help you when you like taking on this new opportunity, kind of getting the job, um, to have seen the highest levels of Division III? You played in the NCAC. You played at one of the best programs in the history of Division III in Wooster. You've been at a couple different places as an assistant coach. You were assistant coach at Wooster, at Heidelberg, at Muskingum, and now at Case. And traveling around the UAA in a season, you're seeing the best of Division III, right? You're seeing WashU, and you're seeing Emory, Chicago, and Rochester, and we can keep naming all these. But does that help you when you now get the job to go to SUNY Morrisville, that you understand what these teams look like when you get into the Sweet 16 and deeper? I mean, is there something to that?
Um, I think it is. I think first off, it gives you a idea of what you're looking for when you go recruiting. So you understand, hey, this kid has some pieces or some talent that maybe a Cole Frilling has, or maybe
Sure.
a Luke Thorburn, a couple of our guys that are within the program at Case. That's what it could look like, or what it should look like when they're seeing juniors and seniors, and this is what it looks like as a freshman. So it gives you an idea what to go after and the talent you're trying to shoot for when you're recruiting. Because without those top guys, without those guys who play, as coaches, we can't execute those things if we don't have the high level players that we were able to
Right.
get and fortunate to have. And that's been across the board at Worcester, at Heidelberg, at Case, Muskingum, wherever it is. I tell people, without those players, we can drop the best play. If they can't make an open shot, if they can't dribble, can't pass, can't shoot at a high level, whatever we draw up doesn't really matter. So it definitely starts with those players and getting the right guys in. And then from there, it's more of a mindset. Like you said, Bob, being that winning at some of the highest levels, you understand a common theme in that mindset. And a piece of that is coachability, being humble, but also being hungry enough to want to get in the gym every day, multiple times a day. I'm at the Division III level. You have to have that drive, that fire lit within you, because as coaches, we don't have as much time with the players as we might want. So you have to have a little bit of drive and fire and passion to get in there on your own and really work at it and then understand, like, this is going to push me to be a little better. So I think those are the underlying themes from the Worcesters all the way up to the Case Westerns and in between on my travels as an assistant coach. I think that's what's prepared me to be a great, give myself a great opportunity to do something at Morrisville and be special.
Last question on my end, and then I'll ask for final thoughts from you. But I got to ask you, just in terms of why D3. We talk about why D3. We have that little hashtag we have some fun with. But you're a great example of this. You got recruited to a great Division III school. You had a great experience there. You were a student athlete. You have been a coach at several Division III schools. I mentioned Worcester and Heidelberg and Muskingum, Case Western Reserve. you get the head job at another D3 school. Um, there's something to Division III that obviously you have a connection with. You know, you wouldn't have stayed in this path if there wasn't. Can you talk a little bit about what about Division III that you have found to be special, or what about it is for you, Bryan?
For me, it's the opportunity to give young men the ability to go to college and also um, play basketball. You know, I've traveled the world. I've been across the country just through basketball. I'm meeting a lot of different people and networking. The special thing for me is giving them the opportunity to not only just play basketball, I mean, graduate and have opportunity to maybe play overseas if there's good players or special enough,
Sure.
but to get into your own career and then start that and then keep those connections, keep those lines of communication open. You know, I've got guys all the way back at the College of Wooster when I was coaching there that I still keep in contact with and communicate with, all the way up to Case Western, where recently one of the guys hit me up just because I hadn't hit him up in a while and heard from him. So those connections, and I believe, are what's special about Division III, because it's more of a student athlete. You know, you get a complete student athlete and that opportunity to experience some different things on campus. You get to experience, be a student, really focus on the academics, really focus on the social life, whatever that comes with that, whatever you're looking for. But also still be a high level athlete and be in the athletic realm
Sure.
and do a real good job there. Whereas, sometimes at the Division I level, you're more of an athlete first and a student second, and everything falls in after that. You don't get so much of the social life. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what those guys choose, and that's great. But I just believe in that student and then the athlete coming in and being kind of congruent together and growing as one. And that's what I experienced and had a great, like you said, great 4 years doing that. So again, I want to try
Right.
and recreate that for other young men that I come in contact with who want those experiences.
It was interesting. I had a chance to interview on the QCast a fellow Worcester grad, Ryan Peden, who's the head
Oh
men's
yeah.
basketball coach at Illinois State. I interviewed him last year before Illinois State played Illinois Wesleyan, and um, he had many of the same thoughts. I thought it was cool that someone that had elevated to the Division I level and was a head men's basketball coach in the D1 level, which is hard to get to that level.
Yep.
He had many of the same exact thoughts you just did about Division III and kind of the purity of Division III and being a student athlete and all that stuff. So I just thought it was interesting that coming from two Worcester guys that I heard very similar things, which is cool. Um, Bryan, congratulations to you, man. This is really great news. I think for all of us that kind of grew up in Division III during the time frame that you played, like all those Worcester teams, we know you and your name so well, and your teammates. For you to get this opportunity is awesome. Best of luck to you. You're going to have some Morrisville folks tuning in to figure out who their new guy is. You're going to have
Yeah.
people tuning in that are sad you're going. I know you're going to have a bunch of these guys from Worcester, your teammates, tuning in. So what would you like to leave everyone with today on the QCast?
Oh, I'd just like to thank everybody like has been a part of my life, that's been a part of the basketball growth for me from the College of Worcester all the way to Case and everybody in between, and then everybody that's been involved with me prior to Case. I mean, prior to College of Worcester in my high school days. Without the mentorship, without the help of the coaches I've run into, the people that I've come in contact with, networking on the recruiting trail or playing against certain guys and things of that nature. I wouldn't be here without those interactions, without those people. And it's very fulfilling to get that. That's why, again, why I'm Division III and why I like to be in this area, because I want to recreate that for other student athletes, for other people that come in contact with me as well. So just very blessed. I want to thank everybody. It's a long list, so I can't sit here and do it for everybody. And then, to my family, my girlfriend, for locking in and getting ready to push through and take this transition with me. It's exciting to do that and start that whole new world with her. And other than that, excited for what's to come.
Well, and most importantly, just congratulations on your second child. It sounds like on the way any day now. So best of luck to you with everything you have going on in your life, starting with that and then spilling into the professional side. Good luck with the move. would love to speak to you down the road as we get into some X's and O's and talk about some ball games that are happening and big games that you have coming up. Folks, that is Bryan Wickliffe. He's the new head men's basketball coach at Morrisville State, SUNY Morrisville. They'll be moving to the SUNYAC. This will be their first year in the SUNYAC. So exciting times for Bryan, and I know Division III Nation is rooting for him as he has done great things for Division III. Bryan, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to having you on the QCast again soon.
Thanks, Bob. Go Mustangs.